post-credit scenes, some of the Easter eggs, and where we think we'll be heading with the next Avengers. No messing about though, so let's just dive straight into it.
Are we safe? Yeah.
Come on, man.
I don't know.
Okay, so the movie takes us to Earth 828, which just so happens to be Jack Kirby's birthday. There's a reference to the greater Marvel world, such as Stark and a pregnancy test, but all in all, this is a self-contained universe. In it, we watch as Galactus holds the Earth hostage and demands that Franklin Richards is handed over or be eaten. There's a lot of scenes that revolve around dinner, but in the end, the first family stop the threat.
Niggas just threw me in.
Rotation portal that Reed's been working on throughout the movie.
Fuck up.
Reed had proposed a teleportation network that would allow them to move the Earth safely, and humanity even comes together for this, but the Surfer destroys it in the end. Teleportation is one of the main discoveries that Reed created though. It's even through this that we were introduced to the Jim version of Multiverse of Madness. So it's a big weapon in the end, but the strain kills Sue, and to make things worse, Galactus doesn't even get all the way in. Thus, Johnny puts himself forward to make the final play. However, the Surfer sacrifices herself instead and finally pushes him all the way through. Throughout the film, they've been translating the audio from dying planets, and this emotionally overwhelmed her and basically made her switch sides. As we got hints to in the flashbacks, she had a daughter, but then Galactus took her as his herald. Just like the arc of Norrin Radd, she turned against her master due to all the death and destruction. Galactus is defeated though.
Sticks and stones.
Everyone
no fucking way.
Thinks about committing suicide. It's not going to work, that fun. All is not lost.
You are authorized to engage.
Revives his mother, which hints to the character's incredible powers. That takes us to the major post-credit scene, and now there's two. The first one I want to focus on involves Dr. Doom, and this scene fittingly takes place 4 years after, which is fantastic.
Humiliation.
Wow.
Full circle from the start of the movie, where they were celebrating 4 years of the Fantastic Four.
Celebrating 4 years of the Fantastic Four.
Beginning in the Baxter Building nursery, we see Sue reading to Franklin. Reed reading to Franklin. The jokes are bad. Sue me. Hey, that worked. She then leaves to grab a different book, and this takes her out of the view of Franklin. Upon going back, she freezes as she sees Dr. Doom's with her child. Franklin has his hand on Doom's face, and Doom's holding his mask, revealing it all. Though we don't get to see the character's face, we know it's going to be Robert Downey Jr., and this has the potential for a number of different things. Clearly though, Doom wants Franklin. Now in case you don't know, Franklin was first introduced in Fantastic Four Annual 6 in 1968. Over the years, he's been established as an Omega-level mutant who is one of the most powerful entities in the Marvel Universe. In the comics, Franklin even got so powerful early on that Reed even triggered a psychic dampener that basically held him back. His powers have returned during major events such as Onslaught, Annihilus, and Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four run. Which
Humiliation.
Theory, like this builds all the way up to Secret Wars and Original Universe. Franklin spared things like pocket universes, warped realities, and other things across time and space. Because of this, though, villains are really out to get his gifts and use them for their own needs. As we know, Doom will be the villain of Doomsday, and this will be a multiversal level event that then leads us into Secret Wars. Recent leaks around the MCU have said that the original plan was to have Kang basically create the sacred timeline by removing figures.
Good shit, bitch. Good shit.
Fantastic Four from it. This also included Doom and Galactus, and it allowed Kang to ascend to the throne and become He Who Remains. Whether that's the case, or whether it was the complicated rights issue around the characters, well, that's another thing. But it explains why these characters have been absent from the MCU. In the comics, Franklin's potential always drew the eyes of the Celestials, which ties in with Galactus' goals. As for Doom, well, he's got a number of things he could be after. The first thing I feel ties into his face, though. Doom has got a heavily scarred face, which in some instances is because his mask had just been created, was boiling hot, and yet they put it on his face. Not the best of plans. Doom's face is a major part of the character, though, and the fact he's showing it to Franklin speaks to how much he's opened up to him. And even from there, he's wanting him to fix his face, which was another one of the big things at the end of Secret Wars. During that, the multiverse was destroyed.
Humiliation.
Pulled fragments of it together into Battle World. All that things were eventually fixed and put together into a new timeline.
Wow, you a bitch.
Stories involving time travel often have characters running into him in the future. In the comics, we learn that down the line, he actually becomes somewhat of an ally of Galactus years and years and years and years into the future. Galactus views him as an equal, and the pair share a mutual respect. In the film, Galactus even sees Frank as someone who could
Good
replace
shit,
him
bitch.
and put an end to his eternal hunger. In Fantastic Four 604, Franklin even revived Galactus and turned him into his herald, which led into this interesting panel. Like
Humiliation.
Good shit.
of force for creation rather than destruction. When it comes to Doom, though, there's three key examples from the comics and stories that I think.
Check your timeline. Humiliation.
I love to later things on Armstrong, brush strokes on prosthetics. I am Anthony Sendra. I'm always experimenting.
Thing they could be taking from. The first of these ran from Fantastic Four 67 up to Fantastic Four 70. Their Doom was attempting to take down the family, and this is
Oh, get that nigga a leg off.
His curiosity then peaked during Onslaught in 1996. There, Franklin created a pocket universe, and come Earth X, he was influencing universal events. To me, Doom sees Franklin as someone who can be molded to serve his wishes, and this is why he's going to him while he's being read stories. The guy clearly wants to come across like a fatherly figure, and someone who can read him stories, but all the while manipulating him. In the comics, Franklin's often manipulated in his youth because he's emotionally vulnerable. He doesn't have a full
Hardpoint.
powers, and this
Secure the objectives.
Hardpoint
Hardpoint contested.
Now, I do wonder if this is why we saw the Fantastic Four at the
Hardpoint
end of Thunderbolts.
identified.
They may potentially be
Hostiles have
going to
captured the
universe
hardpoint.
for their son to flee from the threats stalking him. First, Galactus arrived and held the planet to ransom, and now we have someone like Doom with his sights on him too. It's being confirmed that Reed will lead the Avengers in Doomsday, and he may have come to this universe seeking allies for Sanctuary. He may be attempting to come to a world where he can ally himself with heroes that will help
Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. UAV inbound. Be advised, hostile counter UAV is online. Hostile care package inbound.
Also talking about alternate dimensions.
This equation not only confirms
Enemy
alternate
down.
dimensions, but it suggests parallel Earths.
Either way, I feel like Doom will likely take the child, and that's probably going to be where we get
That's a kill.
Doomsday.
Be advised, hostile RCXD spotted.
Finally getting Franklin and using him to alter the multiverse. Now, what's going
Drop.
back and forth on how they may handle this, and
Hardpoint identified.
Downey Jr. playing Doom.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Way to manipulate the heroes.
Hostile UAV above.
Fantastic Four and Doom arrive on the 616, and Reed's like, "Hey mate, the guy's trying to take my kid. You gotta protect him." And then on the flip side of this, Doom's like, "Hey mate, it's me."
Friendly lightning strike inbound.
Oh, yeah.
UAV awaiting
Mate,
orders.
the guy who saved the universe, yeah? Tell me, mate, he's fantastic.
Care package awaiting orders.
You don't want to give him the kid, mate. Just hide him.
Hunter-killer drone deployed.
It'll be an incredible movie, and you can have
UAV
a
inbound.
Civil War situation.
Orbital VSAT online.
As a family, while on the side with Doom. Characters like Spider-Man, could be easily manipulated, and I think it would add into a really interesting tug of war. I want to talk about more
Hellstorm missile inbound. We're winning this fight.
2025 is now in full effect, and it feels like every single week we're living in unprecedented times. The news is like a whirlwind right now, and on top of that, we have
Hardpoint identified.
AI videos
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
There's so many different outlets that don't have regulation. Staying up to date
We're
with
losing
things
this
when
fight.
you don't know what the truth is can be difficult. That's where our sponsors, Straight Arrow News, comes in.
UAV inbound.
Right down the middle with facts.
Time's
Don't
almost
let any
up.
biases spin to help fuel the narrative. The site has a
Hostile
wide range of
UAV
topics,
above.
politics to tech, stories that are often reported or not reported at all. Straight Arrow News are so good at delivering the news, they've been awarded by independent experts at all sides, and Ad Montes Media regularly assess the reliability of news outlets. They verified Straight Arrow as being unbiased and awarded them with the center rating and balance certification. Go to san.com/spoilers to check it out.
Mission compromised. Stand by for further orders.
Code on screen right now and download their app. When you subscribe, you not only support me, you're also supporting journalists that are raising the bar on news and focused on serving you the truth. Huge thank you again to Straight Arrow News.
He's gone.
For sponsoring the video. Now let's get into the rest of the breakdown. Now, in order to talk about what Doom might be planning for Secret Wars, yeah, I think we'll have to look at what happens in the comics, yeah? Look at the comics. Doomsday obviously has a couple of meanings, with the first being that Doom will have his day where he succeeds. The day is Doom's, that kind of thing. Just like Infinity War took place over the space of about roughly a day, depending on how time moves on other planets anyway. This could see Doom enact his plan over the space of 24 hours. Beyond that, we also have Doomsday, meaning the ending of all things. Because of this, I feel like he'll be trying to wipe out the multiverse and then bring everything together into Battleworld under his rule. Now in the comics, Doom learned of these supreme beings known as the Beyonders. They sort of built off the Beyonder from the original Secret Wars that was basically a god-level entity. Doom stole its powers, and the heroes managed to defeat him. Well, he kind of defeated himself because of like his own personal restraint and the need to not be completely benevolent against... Look, it's a big thing. Either way, for the second Secret Wars, Doom had learned not only of the incursions, but also the Beyonders. Throughout the multiverse, these beings had placed bombs that they could detonate to destroy the universe that this explosive was a part of. Now, when I say bomb, obviously, you think of your standard explosive. How about the Beyonders had turned Molecule Man into their weapon? In case you don't know, Molecule Man's a Nexus being, which means he's the same in every single universe. Their plan was
Kill
to
confirmed.
Molecule Man and then
Weapons free.
destroy the multiverse. Doom learned of this and then attempted to stop it by traveling to every universe and killing the Molecule Man that resided there.
Hey, what's up? Today
We're winning this fight.
Vocal, use 13 auto-tune plugins and turn it into a full vocal arrangement. Check it out. This song's called Aura by Primo the Alien. Here's the raw vocal.
Waypoint out. Drop it.
Okay, up first we've got auto-tune 2026. We've got our key set, retune speed at 0.
UAV inbound.
We're going to use auto-tune EQ to clean up the low end and boost on the top end. Next, we're going to use auto-tune vocal compressor.
That's a kill.
To get a really electric sound.
We're losing this fight.
Vocal compressor to set up a really aggressive parallel compression chain. Let's use
Hostile UAV above.
Next, we're going to use an APOX warp for some tube saturation. I'm going to use Aspire to mix in this cool, breathy texture. This is what it sounds like isolated.
We've taken the lead.
Laying tack insert.
How about Jubilation for Infinity? Yeah, became pretty big.
Down and clear.
Because he created a religion and indoctrinated his Black Swans to do the job for him, worshipping the will of
Lightning strike coordinates received. Inbound.
How about this had a knock-on effect and slowly, like baubles spreading out from the point, killing Molecule Man basically, start the incursions and worlds turning into each other. Obviously, you don't have time
Another
to
kill.
use all that for the next movie, and therefore, we're gonna have to skip it. Unless we go like a Lord of the Rings exposition bit about the snow that basically just repeats what I've said there in a British accent, it does the exact same thing. Either way though, I kind of feel like the Council of Kang will take over the role of the Beyonders,
Sticky,
and
going
that
out.
will kill them and take their influence. They obviously are descendants of Reed, so it would make sense to tie that in with his grudge against
Reloading.
the Kang. I say descendants, obviously Victor's family grew up in the Old West, but yeah, that's how it is in the comics. Also, we have everything going on with Jonathan Majors.
Kill denied.
Yeah, he's right, and yeah, they might not even acknowledge it. Maggie Han said they were planning to pivot away from Kang around the time of Quantum Mania, and apparently it was
Down and clear.
over 2 years ago. So whether they even bring Kang back or not, I don't know, but yeah, the post-credit scene of Quantum Mania feels like something
Transitioning.
that at least needs to be acknowledged. I think Doom showing up, killing them all, taking all their powers, it nicely puts an end to that and also shows how powerful that Doom is. Like having Thanos beating the Hulk in his first scene in Infinity War, you need that kind of thing. Because of that, I feel like Doom will likely use Franklin to either manipulate the multiverse or completely overpower the Council of Kangs and take
Oh my god, I looked away.
UAV inbound.
And salvaged what he could. In creating Battleworld, he ruled as a king, and yet due to the concept of leaks, it seems like that's the way they're going. I'm not sure what the copyright situation is, but yeah, I'm sure. The concept of Secret Wars, with all the characters being in those old-timey costumes. In the comics, Doom ruled with Doctor Strange as his right-hand man, and the world. Everyone struggled to remember.
He's go.
They were frozen slowly.
Come on, come on.
Rebuilt things almost back to how they were, but that's when they brought across characters like Miles Morales and then put them in the six.
Friendly lightning strike inbound.
They might be doing here as well. A couple of years ago, that we reported, we had stories that Secret Wars was going to act as a sort of soft reboot for the universe. This has since been confirmed by Feige, who stated that
Kill confirmed.
Down, stand by.
they kind of use characters like Captain America and Iron Man as sort of James Bond type figures. By that I mean they recast the character with a new actor and basically keep them around the same age. So at the end of Secret Wars, maybe we get a new Iron Man and Cap with some of the characters and
Be
actors.
advised, hostile UAV incoming.
How, they kept the same actors for
Orbital VSAT online.
different people playing Bond. Now, you might remember in my leak video how I talked about how they were kind of aiming for a shot at Secret
Kill
Wars
confirmed.
that was sort of the same as the football scene in Endgame. This now, though, will be all the franchises who've been owned by other studios, finally under the Marvel banner. It'll be a strong
Come
song for a lot of
on.
the actors, much in the same way that Deadpool and Wolverine was for the Fox universe. They'll then create a sort of soft reboot with all the characters existing in the
Friendly
same universe.
Warthog inbound.
The best of all worlds and basically tie everything together. We do know that Stark exists in this world in some form or another, and I wonder if they'll pull this version of Tony into the main one. If it looks like Robert Downey Jr., then it's
UAV
gonna be like
inbound.
Stark looks like that as well. So it'll probably be a younger actor, someone they can bring in and basically be like, this is Iron Man now. Also guessing there's other heroes out there as well in this universe, and yeah, they can easily do that pretty
Kill
seamlessly,
confirmed.
I think. Now, there's also the potential that they could be doing Galactus versus Doom, and maybe playing
Enemy down.
The cover here even acknowledges Doomsday, and it may be Galactus and Doom fighting over Franklin. At the moment, details are sketchy, but yeah, I'd love to hear your theories below. Beyond the Stark Easter eggs, you also have lots and lots of other things from over the years. We have the Mad Thinker, and also get a moment where
Sticky out.
the original issue on cover fight against the Mole-Man. Green also fights with
ETA.
Recko's tapes. Originally, this was going to be a much longer sequence, which would have John Malkovich in the role of the villain. He appeared in the original trailer, but recently we learned
Enemy
that
down.
the character has been cut. According to test
UAV
releases,
inbound.
it was roughly a 10-minute sequence where the family would go against the villain, but that was all cut out, and we get nothing beyond the gate fight. This opening montage also has a fantastic forecast.
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
That has more moments from that cartoon, and yeah, just a kind of fun little Easter egg.
Sticky out.
Like the one from Blue Field, that sort of thing where it's a nothing burger, but an Easter egg. And I can't believe I remember Blue Field. How long ago was it? Jesus. Beyond that, we also have Sue speaking with nations and in the Banner's Yalap area. Yeah, ties in with Doom, Storm going into
UAV
space,
inbound.
using his powers is also akin to the battle that we have here.
Friendly lightning strike inbound.
That's an Easter eggy sort of thing, I guess. Also, they try and use a black hole to trap a villain, which yeah, was a bit weird, seeing that after having just watched Superman. However, in the MCU, we know that black holes lead up the universes, which is why two were shown at the beginning of the Loki season of Finale. So this might even be how the family traveled to the 616, or
Down and clear.
uses the teleportation tech to jump across universes. Beyond this, we actually have a cameo of the family from the original 19th movie. That never got released.
Friendly UAV inbound.
Just doesn't keep the right. But finally, they've made it on the big screen in this opening montage. You might also know that the comics
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
were changing the name in the 60s. Victor Timely was actually also onto that as well. Didn't want to become a DevOps engineer. Just
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Introducing MyClaw, the best way to run OpenClaw. No terminal, no
Kill denied. Kill denied. Lightning strike coordinates received inbound.
fully equipped from day one. They're debugging. You're on
Sticky out.
Set the task. Wake up to results. Your computer sleeps. MyClaw does. MyClaw, the #1 open claw.
Oh, suck it, suck it.
Speaking of comics, Reed builds a bridge, which is what he created in Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four. In regard to the greater world, we also have WHIH News, which is a station that's constantly appearing in the MCU. We also have the ship, the Excelsior, which is of course named after Stanley's famous catchphrase. When they're on it, we also get a mention of fighting space dragons, which
Be advised, hostile lightning strike
during the
inbound.
chase scene, we get lots of references to the films. Not only is there clear nods to Interstellar, which felt
Shut
like
up.
Interstellar on steroids, we also have it clearly giving nods to the turret fight in New Hope. 2001 Space Odyssey gets a reference as well to Steve Franklin and the Moon. The big masks the kids wear are also stuff that I'm pretty sure you can buy as a kid in real life. I'm not really into that sort of stuff. Lastly, we have the show.
Sticky out.
Hostile lightning strike inbound. Keep pressing the fight. We're ahead. UAV inbound.
Shoot her down. That's a kill. Shot out.
Time's almost up.
You get 20% off. All goes towards helping videos like this get made that you're watching, and a huge thank you to everyone who's big. Paid for it yourself. You paid for it yourself to be entertained, and I got an amazing show with you. Congratulations. Now as for my movie,
UAV awaiting orders.
Got you, bitch.
Used to be we had these really earnest takes with stuff like Superman and Batman, the originals. Then we kind of went into the phase with X-Men, where they sort of tried
Gentlemen,
to distance
that
themselves
was
from comic
textbook.
books while keeping certain things in place.
Single shooter.
You know, the leather costumes, that sort of thing. These then
Shot
were
out.
Concrete takes popularized by Nolan, and it got carried over into stuff like The Amazing Spider-Man. We hit
He's
a point
done.
where movies wouldn't even use their character names because the creative teams clearly thought they sounded silly. Like even Fantastic was a victim of this, and you had parts where films would constantly avoid using the character names and be like, the people are calling him this, but I think it's stupid, but that's what they're calling him, so we'll call him that. Hell, even the Fantastic Four films like Rise of the Silver Surfer, they avoided using Galactus because they thought he looked stupid. So we just got a giant gas cloud, which is mental considering that movie actually looks like it's pretty close to the source material. Like that is the thing if he was a person and they didn't have CGI. Things have kind of come full circle out where we're back to those earnest takes that embrace the original versions of the characters. That's seen not only in Superman, but also Fantastic Four First Steps. The film really embraces the source material, and at points, it's like Kirby's imagination brought to life. Because of that, this is probably the most stylistic MCU film you've ever had. Feeling like a true 60s retro futuristic throwback, it's full of costumes that are ripped from the era, and the imaginations that they had back then thinking what stuff would look like in the future, while all having that 60s style. Which, to be honest, I really like that they embraced it. This is up there for me with Doctor Strange in terms of how much I enjoy the visuals of a Marvel
Kill confirmed.
that had the psychedelic mind-bending
You have
moments,
execute
had
authority.
gigantic scale, style, and a lot of things that make the movie
Lane tack
stand out.
insert.
Galactus as well is something that really love. Oh, you see the character in IMAX? Yeah. It is right.
Oh, get the fuck,
We're
my
so
nigga.
back. Beyond that, the movie plot-wise feels like an early phase 1, phase 2 type film.
Kill denied.
Yeah, enjoyable. It's got that Marvel humor. Also, they're not constantly doing it like they are.
We've taken the advantage.
I feel like some of the MCU stuff, like people like jokes, so they keep doing jokes no matter what. But this has the restraint that they had back then.
Kill
They don't like
denied.
to have a lighthearted moment, but also on trying to be a comedy. Getting the core team right was also very important.
Friendly
And,
UAV
yeah,
inbound.
I'm actually one of those people who's getting a bit of Pedro Pascal fatigue. I do think he did a really solid job. Who really shines here though is Vanessa Kirby, who does a phenomenal job as Sue Storm. Obviously, in the lead up to this, people thought she was the focus, and
Shoot her down.
people said she was going to probably be a girl.
Hostile UAV above.
The culture was impossible to ignore. I mean, no,
Enemy down.
woke, you know, Twitter. Every day I'm still seeing it. To be honest, mate, I know a lot of people get a lot of hate for even acknowledging it, but yeah, if you look at some of the recent characterizations, you
UAV on standby. Friendly UAV inbound.
With how the women are written and handled, rather than the fact that they're women. Like you can say the girls get it done, see the endgame script without being sexist, you know what I mean? So yeah, lots of people were saying that, but Sue is such a well-written and handled character.
Care package inbound.
People are gonna vibe with what they do.
Hunter killer drone on standby. Care package awaiting orders. Hunter killer drone deployed. Dragonfire deployed.
Fire up!
Kill denied. Friendly UAV inbound.
They paint her as an extremely powerful woman, but she's also got her flaws. Beyond that, she's also trying to be a mother and basically save her son from things bigger than them both. There's definitely the argument of whether the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, and whether someone should have to give up their child.
Hostile UAV above.
Moral conflict that would spring out from this kind of choice. We also have the female Silver Surfer, which caused a lot of contention as well.
UAV
Yeah,
inbound.
handled it pretty
Hostile
well.
hunter killer drone inbound.
Probably gonna call a lot of notes. Storm and the Thing are great as well, and I was actually surprised at how much I like it. Like if you follow the channel for a while, then you can probably tell I've lost my love for the MCU. I thought Captain was pretty mediocre, and the Thunderbolts was good. It didn't quite ignite my interest again. I've pretty much checked out all the Disney Plus shows now, and yeah, after feeling mid on Superman, I was wondering if I was superhero. However, I really enjoyed this, and it reminded me of what this universe is like when they're not just making content for content's sake. Also, the score is fantastic as well, but not intended there. Michael Giacchino solidifies himself as
UAV
the
inbound.
comic book composer, and this might actually be his best work. The guy's done an insane amount of comic book movie soundtracks at this point, and yeah, depending on how much you like the Batman, I don't know, I think this is
Hostile UAV above.
solid second place, or you're gonna think that it's the best. Now, I do have my criticisms of the movie, and I think there were clearly some things that could have been refined. There's a couple of time jumps where they kind of had to skip over things to get it down to that 2-hour runtime. Marvel seems to have mandated that the last couple of years, and we constantly hear about how strict they are with it. That kind of makes some moments feel like we could have
Lightning
had
strike
a
coordinates
bit more
received.
of it, though.
Inbound.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen John Malkovich as the Red Ghost. But I'd say this is sort of the Doctor
Enemy
Strange
down!
Ant-Man level, where it's a really strong starting point for these characters going forward. I know that movies like Contact, Interstellar, you know, that sort of thing is being thrown around in regards to style, but I've not seen anyone mention Lost in Space. That was, of course, a 60s show as well. That thing got a movie out there was terrible, man, but I watched it when I was 10, and I loved it, so I'm never going back. I think the movie does a great job of balancing all of the world show while also keeping things personal and long to the family. Yeah, the idea of the world.
Hostile counter UAV above. Radars down. Kill denied. Be advised. Hostile UAV incoming.
Overall, this is a really great starting point for a new era
Get
of
the
what comic
fuck
movies are
outta
going to be
here.
like. Coupled with Superman, they're both interesting points to jump on from. I actually think you can watch this without even seeing the rest of the MCU and pretty quickly pick up on what's going on. I don't know, it kind of reminded me of being back in the day, and it felt in that cold, cynical heart that I've grown over just having superhero project after superhero project after superhero project after another superhero project. Now, am I
Friendly
really gonna
UAV
go back and
inbound.
watch the MCU shows I skipped? Nope. Am I going to be more excited for Doomsday though? Yeah, and I am hoping this is continuing the turning point that I felt with Thunderbolts. But it was good, I had fun, I was emotionally invested, and I'll cash that check from Disney and actually go back to this for a rewatch, which is high praise from Kevin's Spoilers. Put that on the box. Paul from Heavy Spoilers would actually watch this recent MCU movie more than once. In the end though, yeah, really solid movie. I think it's kind of your perfect summer flick, and yeah, it's
it's good. It's good. Yeah, I'll say it's good. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Anyway, that wraps up the breakdown, and huge thank you to everyone who's watched this.
Enemy down!
You've been fantastic. Either way, yeah, thanks for checking it out, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it all. Please drop a like on the video, and also drop a comment below. If you want to follow us on Instagram as well, then make sure you check us out at Heavy Spoilers. Did you know that members of the channel will also get early access to videos? If you click the join button,
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Before anyone else. Costs 99 cents a month. It really means a lot to us, and it basically means you get early access to videos. We take a power from you that you'll never see again.
We've lost the advantage.
Enjoy yourself. Thank you. And yeah, check out the breakdown on the screen right now. We've just done
Throwing frag.
a new Predator trailer, lots of other Predator stuff, Superman as well. Yeah,
Be advised, hostile counter UAV is online.
Attack reload.
Kill confirmed. We're winning this fight.
What?
Kill confirmed.
Attack reload.
Friendly UAV inbound. We've lost control. Be advised, hostile lightning strike inbound. Hostile UAV above. Kill confirmed. It's down to this. Pick it up.
Enemy.
Kill denied.
Changing.
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Another kill.
Kill denied. UAV inbound.
Top it off.
Oh, wow.
Stand down. It's a draw.
The secret brotherhood behind Assassin's
Shut up!
Creed came from an actual medieval order. The Nizari Ismaili ran their network from the fortress. Mashiach stood as one of their strongholds. Jerusalem sat at the center of a crusade that erupted in 1189. That's why today, I'm breaking down 10 true historical events hidden inside the Assassin's Creed games and how much of each one actually happened. Starting with the war that gave the entire franchise its name and its first battlefield. The Third Crusade. Historical timelines place the fortress that gave Assassin's Creed its hood, its hidden blade, and its name in continuous operation for 166 years, ending only when the Mongols besieged it in 1256. That fortress is Alama. The entire premise of a secret order picking off powerful men one at a time started there, long before Ubisoft existed. The Third Crusade, which the first game uses as its backdrop, began in 1189 CE after Sultan Saladin retook Jerusalem from Christian hands and forced 3 European kings to answer for it. Richard the Lionheart, Philip II of France, and Frederick Barbarossa of the Holy Roman Empire all set out for the same city. Frederick drowned crossing a river in Anatolia before he reached it, and the two who did arrive spent as much energy competing with each other as fighting Saladin. Masyaf, the game's only sits on real ground. It was an Nizari's biggest stronghold in Syria, unknown in a network of fortresses running from Persia to the Levant that had operated.
He's gone.
The game's name targets are pulled straight from the historical record.
Enemy down.
For the historical figures among them, their titles and their places.
Kill confirmed.
Documented history, even though their history deaths are invented. Altair spends the whole game hunting 9 men whose deaths changed.
Headquarters identified. Be advised, hostile care package inbound.
Nothing about the war. Richard and Saladin are already
Hardcore headquarters. Capture the objective.
play out exactly as history already wrote it.
Be advised, hostile counter UAV is online.
Written all the way into the game. The real Nizari were a specific Shia Ismaili sect, fighting for leadership, killing for religious survival, while crusaders
HQ online.
That devotion is the detail the franchise trades out for modern secular creed its actual founders never spoke. The Crusades gave the series its name and its mythology, but the next
Hostile orbital VSAT online.
already so deactivated
Be advised, hostiles have captured the headquarters.
that the games barely had
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
conspiracy. Cesare Borgia died face down in a ditch outside Vienna, stripped of his honor by soldiers, his power reduced to a body in a field. His father spent his papacy buying him armies and titles. 30 seconds outside,
Throwing frag!
a nowhere Spanish town erased the investment, and the men who cut him down filed no special report, because to them he was just another dead knight in a field. Rodrigo Borgia became Alexander VI in 1492, and the 11 years that followed produced one of the
Cover me, reload.
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood plant Ezio directly inside
Stitch
the
them
world,
up.
treating Florence and Rome as one continuous
HQ secured.
behind closed doors.
Friendly UAV inbound.
Florence, Venice, Rome was a genuinely separate power with its own army and its own grudges, and the Borgias spent years turning that fragmentation into leverage. The real material practically writes itself. The Pazzi conspiracy, a genuine 1478 plot to gut the Medici family inside Florence Cathedral, reads like the blueprint the series would adopt for elite betrayal. Niccolo Machiavelli and Leonardo da Vinci worked, wrote, and built inside this exact
HQ active.
well, the Borgias, people embedded in the same civic life the game recreates around them.
Be advised, hostile counter UAV is online.
So obscure many players had to look
Hostile UAV above.
production because the historical record already had them filed as monsters. Never touched the material.
Transitioning.
And the families grip on PVC are all genuine.
Be advised, hostile orbital VSAT online.
Mystic power grabs into one secret with a unified master plan. This is where the drama takes over because a family of ruthless less cinematic than a family of criminal masterminds. Cesare wanted an empire he could hand down like
Headquarters captured.
a ditch and a stripped corpse. His death has become
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Borgia overreached, and Rome simply absorbed the loss and moved on with its business.
Be advised, hostile counter UAV is online.
Two collapsed empires on every street corner, with nowhere left to put it down. The Ottoman siege
Hostile care package inbound.
stands in a city that
Be advised, hostiles have destroyed the headquarters. Headquarters located.
the empire absorbed the old Byzantine capital, turning it into the strategic and symbolic center of its own imperial project. Assassin's Creed Revelations builds its entire
Reloading.
setting on top of that inheritance. Cesare Borgia's
UAV inbound.
single households and single cities, a cardinal's bastion bastard sun clawing his way through Constantinople runs on a bigger clock. Byzantine
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Byzantine street points still route on Egyptian's grandson who worked the exact market stall his family lost.
Stitched him up.
Prices to other customers who inherited an entire capital city without
Be advised, hostiles have captured the headquarters.
running that city was still tightening its grip on the same ground. That consolidation is where the game 16th century Constantinople sits at the crossroads of dynastic succession tension.
Be advised, hostile counter UAV is online.
Makes regional power blocks across the eastern Mediterranean. This is the actual historical age, the moment
Hostile UAV above.
to early modern state apparatus, and Revelations plans Ezio directly
Be advised, hostile orbital VSAT online.
for the same rules from 3 centuries earlier. Revelation sharpens that atmosphere into a specific succession plot with a
HQ captured.
conspiracy engineered to feel
HQ located.
documented history gives the broader conditions of the city and an empire in transition. The specific plot
Be advised, hostile counter UAV is online.
one wide enough to swallow a religion chase down an alley. A Florentine
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
The Constantinople plot sits on top of a city that already changed owners once completely, with an entire civilization's memory rewritten.
Headquarters active.
Operates at a genuine disadvantage here, buried under a couple of years.
Be advised, hostile care package inbound.
Two empires occupied one city, and the states have been building for centuries before Ezio and Altair ever crossed
Be advised, hostile orbital VSAT online.
living through it knew exactly
Be advised, hostile AGR inbound.
the story America tells about its own birth was largely finished before Assassin's Creed
Tag it with weapon.
controller. 2 centuries of classrooms had already
Be advised, hostiles have captured the headquarters. Be advised, hostile counter UAV is online.
That is the specific crap this game walks into. One the Ottoman city never had to face. Constantinople had
Threat down.
for control of a captured capital. The 13 colonies were a battleground for the meaning of a story Americans already agreed on before the credits rolled. The game's timeline runs primarily from 1773 to 1783, and it hits the era almost directly. Colonial protesters dubbed
Hostile counter UAV above. Radar is down.
to protest British taxation. The game
Be advised, hostile lightning strike inbound.
years earlier.
Concussion out.
Soldiers shot and killed 5 colonists and wounded several more.
This is it. Pick it up.
Was turned into one of the most effective pieces of propaganda of the entire resistance.
Headquarters secured.
It's confirmed.
Headquarters located.
British troops were moving on Lexington and Concord, and the game
Grenade!
directly inside that line. Next to it,
Friendly lightning strike inbound.
Change.
Hostile UAV above. HQ active.
dumped into a harbor became a symbol, and a shooting on the street became the spark that lit the war. The game layers America had already spent 2 centuries mythologizing on its own. Connor, the game's assassin, fights to protect his people and his land, and by the time the war ends, he has
Headquarters captured.
while losing almost everything that actually mattered to him. Historically accurate, emotionally brutal, very on brand.
Hostile counter UAV above. Radar is down.
Concussion out.
There's far less room
Throwing
for
frag!
warriors who lost their homes.
Concussion out.
People the Declaration did not free, or the indigenous nations whose land was essential for
Threat down.
nothing in the game openly attempted to erase that story, but a hero-shaped lens narrows a genuinely crowded war down to 2 sides.
Hellstorm missile inbound.
Revolution handed one nation its origin story, printed in school books, and absorbed by generations of children who were frequently not shown what got left out. The series' next stop is open water, where survival depends entirely on nerve, and every rule is whatever the strongest hand on deck decides it should be. Blackbeard lit slow-burning fuses inside his beard before combat. The smoke pouring from his face terrified enemy sailors into surrendering.
HQ
before a single
offline.
shot was fired, and Edward T.
HQ
appears to have
identified.
understood that his reputation was worth more than his cannon. Genuinely his most effective weapon. He was performing his own legend in real time as a deliberate strategic instrument 3 centuries before a game designer put him on a loading screen. That is the part Black Flag earns. The man the game depicts was already doing the work of myth-making while he was alive, which puts Ubisoft in the odd position of being late to the romanticization of a figure who had romanticized himself first. The conditions that made him possible were
Headquarters
an accident
online.
in 1715. A hurricane struck the Spanish treasure fleet off the Florida
Be
coast,
advised,
sinking
hostile
10
hunter-killer
ships
drone
and
inbound.
14 million pesos in
Be
silver
advised,
across
hostiles have
the
captured the
Pacific.
headquarters.
Spain's entire colonial freight system.
Be
had
advised,
catastrophic
hostile
single point of
UAV
failure,
incoming.
and a storm exposed it. Salvage crews arrived.
That one hurt our
The
reputation.
wreck sites became a supply chain, and the Caribbean suddenly had a generation of well-resourced operators with no immediate war to suppress them. Nassau was where they landed. The Bahamian settlement was enough times that the colonial powers themselves could not agree on whose hands it was in, which suited the people occupying it perfectly. The settlement ran without reliable governance during this period, its port drawing a steady stream of privateers, deserters, and opportunists from across the Atlantic. The game calls this the Pirate Republic, a loose experiment in freedom before empire. The documentary record describes a crowded, violent, unstable settlement where the leadership question was permanently deferred. Calling it a republic works in the structural sense, the sense that the paperwork had gone missing. The player in Black Flag spends most of the game trying to hold that space together and loses it anyway. Nassau falls, the pirates scatter, the Empire reclaims its receipts. Edward Kenway wants the freedom and ends up paying for the version of it he found. The series keeps returning to this shape. Someone who fights inside a collapsing world, wins the specific battle, and watches the era dissolve regardless. Blackbeard's death in 1718 is the sequence that justifies the entire historical enterprise. The engagement at Ocracoke Inlet is documented by multiple contemporary accounts, 5 pistol shots and more than 20 sword wounds before he finally fell. The game tracks this with more fidelity than the series typically affords its borrowed figures. He was performing right up until the performance ended. The larger tension in the game is one Black Flag arrives at honestly, and then half sidesteps. The geopolitical gap was real. Competing empires had temporarily lost the ability to enforce control, and independent operators filled it. The freedom versus empire reading of what Nassau meant, though, arrived considerably later. The pirates left behind almost no documentation of their political philosophy, and the flat-out libertarian republic framing is more retrospective construction than contemporary account. Worth naming that leap, precisely because the real Nassau is already interesting enough without the extra layer. The pattern from the section before this one holds here too. Blackbeard was generating his own mythology in real time, the same way Borgia became cultural shorthand for an entire era of political rot while the family was still inside it. The gap between what actually happened and what got remembered has been widened